If your goal is to protect the fish, wouldn't proving its existence put it in that much more danger?
The NINGYO, or it translates to fish human, or as we call it in the West, mermaid.
I just had a question about the budget. Like, would they all have equal budgets? Because it seemed like the last one definitely had a lot more.
Yeah, I'm not on their payroll, so I wouldn't be able to answer that directly. But, but yeah, I mean, you can see kind of the difference in the coloring and then the set. I know on that last one they actually used one of their actual own living room and had to redecorate and such like that.
Yeah. Okay, that makes enough sense.
So what was it about the quality or the items that you personally enjoyed the most?
I guess it honestly seemed like a pretty normal Campbell journey. The guy had a wand or a thing that he wanted to do, and then went through a road of trials, and then had an atonement with a father, and then they left it ambiguous whether or not he actually atoned with the father, or whether or not it was a failure because a bunch of Japanese people with guns came up a hill. But
well, the idea is actually this is the first episode of a series, so there's more to come. So it's kind of the cliffhanger.
Right.
So in terms of kind of like a teaser or an intro, would you say, I guess it sparked your interest, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. If it's it's like the beginning of a television show. It's 27 minutes, so that's like an episode of television.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Well, part of the filmmaking process is raising a budget, so kudos to the producers and the director and everybody for raising that budget. They did a fantastic job, in my opinion, with the production design, and it was well executed, the art direction overall. The acting was tight, and had a really nice steampunk theme to it. I'm glad that they're making films like that. It would be a very interesting series, definitely. And it plays a little bit with, I guess, steampunk present day and the past, and bringing that all together. You can see how they can go to different, possibly, I don't know, going to the future, time travel. There could be some of that elements. There's a lot of places it could go. It's very interesting.
It was awesome. I would definitely watch it. Actually, I lived in Japan 11 years. The Japanese was, for the most part, spot on. It's great. I would like to see who that person was. I mean, was it based on Jules Verne's books? Was it Captain Nemo? This is something I'd like to know. And that's just great film, big budget. I want to be in it.
Did the filmmakers get that plug there? He wants to be in
I
it.
saw at the end that it was funded by a Kickstarter campaign. So they raised money, like she said, kudos to them for, having such a great effort. But yeah, so it's if you want to do the work,
Well, I agree with everyone that it was a really good and very well done and executed, but I think also it's the vision that they had, because I've seen movies that are at the theaters that have worse CGI than theirs was really good, compared to some films that, you're going to the movies and it's all over the nation and still the CGI is struggling. So I think they put in work towards what they wanted us to see. So that's all.
So the film is beautiful, and it's a steampunk. It's like the fantasy of every sci-fi fan ever. My favorite character was the Japanese assassin. She was
Miko.
I will date Miko, even if it ends my life. But I think that it tells the story from three perspectives. So you have the collector, the guy who is full of himself, and he has all of this beautiful knowledge that he can probably change the world if he will to share it, but he chooses not to share it. You have the Indiana Jones guy who his purpose is the journey. He wants people to know, but people don't really believe him, or they're not ready. And how many people we have in the world that they want to show a different perspective, and we're we laugh at them, and so I tie that one to the French movie in that sense of, you want people to see something but they don't. And then you have the girl on a mission. This is a life or death issue for her and her family. And she's not only willing to die, she's willing to kill for this thing. So it's a wonderful mix for an audience because there's so many things happening that you can pick your character and say, like, I'm gonna dress like that for Comic-Con. So it was beautiful.
No, that's actually a really good testament, you know, the fact that there was so much character development. And then, yeah, like you said, there's something for everyone to grab to. You know, each person's motivation was clear, and you can latch on yourself.
I was just going to say that those three films together actually seemed almost like they have a running theme or through line. Simply that whether no matter how we are portraying ourselves to others or how we're seeing ourselves or how we are hoping to change, we still have to deal with kind of the demons inside. And they all kind of seem to have that element of dealing with, you know, the demons inside. So I was just going to mention that was kind of cool just to see the theme through all three of them.
No, I think that's a great point. You know, we all have our struggle, and the personal struggle is the hardest, you know, us going with our inner self.